Hello again, thanks for choosing us. And a man believed to be in his 30s has been found dead after allegedly drowning in the Subin River at Awomaso Bebre in the Ashanti region. The body of the deceased was found Thursday morning after hours of search throughout Wednesday night. Emmanuel Kweku was at the scene and now reports.
According to eyewitnesses, the deceased, identified as Kojo-Manu, attempted to cross the river which had overflown its banks to his home. They say an occupant of a nearby house cautioned him against using the path, but he resisted and slipped into the river. The deceased is alleged to have been tipsy while attempting to cross the river. Kwame Daniel is the brother-in-law of the deceased.
I'm from there around 3 to 4. But one old man became one sign.
I had a call around 3 p.m. yesterday that he wanted to cross the river, but an old man who was living by told him not to cross the river. But unfortunately, he did not listen and slipped into the river. His in-law saw him and called for help. With the help of some friends, we tried searching the river all night for him, but we could not find him. It was this morning that we tried again and found the body in the river. He's unemployed.
Now, for now, on your it's now to stand
Lambert Arimadari was with the deceased in his last moments.
Well, with him, and when he came, he was not in the best of mood, and then he hadn't eaten by then, but looking tipsy, in actual fact. But we spoke to him and really made sure that he ate. So after eating, he slept off after some time and woke up. So nobody knew where he was going, but he just said that he was going home.
NADMO officials were at the scene to receive the body. Foster Ejetofor is with the Oforikrom NADMO Directorate.
From what we could observe, we could see that the young man has passed. So as the organization, we had to now find a way of taking the body and then to the police station for proper identification, whilst we take steps to hand it over to the body, to the family. And so for now, we are heading towards the police station for the police to take identification, and then the police also, the family will take it from there.
Many communities in some parts of Kumasi were inundated after 10 hours of downpour on Wednesday. Homes were submerged and commuters left stranded in the rush hours of Wednesday. For JoyNews, Emmanuel Kweku reporting.
Now away from that, the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOGSAG, is urging government to back off interfering with the civil service through the employment of unqualified party members. Executive Secretary of CLOGSAG, Isaac Bampuado, says this has rendered members of his association redundant, even though they are more competent than the party members. He's been speaking at the 5th Nathan Annan Kwao Lectures held here in Accra.
Recruiting of party apparatchiks as consultants to perform routine civil service functions and paying them higher on-hand salaries, thus ballooning the civil service wage bill as reported in the 2020 Auditor General's report for MMDAs and MMDAs. Hindsight evidence reveals that the so-called ghost names that cannot be identified in the civil service payroll have turned out to be personal assistants of ministers. Related to the above, permanent consultancies for key functions of the services have been outsourced to party apparatchik consultants. This has compromised the quality of services provided by most civil service organizations, as they are undertaken without the required institutional guidance, expertise, and experience. Foreign training and development workshops meant to build the capacity of civil servants are also hijacked by politicians and their party apparatchiks to the detriment of the growth of the services. The ones they are not able to hijack are sabotaged to the disadvantage of the nation. Political appointments of chief directors and heads of departments to the civil and local government services contravenes the Supreme Court ruling on 14 June 2017. This situation is a clear example of abuse of political power. a key function taken over by the political appointees is furthermore in the era of policy initiation and formulation. Instances of this can be cited in almost all the ministries, leading to weak policy coordination and management. The creation of parallel institutions to cater for parochial interests of politicians has also, to a large extent, duplicated the efforts and services offered by the staff of the civil and local government services. The management of school feeding program, for instance, is currently in the hands of a school feeding secretariat at the center of government, instead of being managed by the local government assemblies. Special assistants brought in by politicians have convoluted the required policies with the introduction of all sorts of policy advice, which is not fit for purpose for our circumstances. Instances have also been cited as special assistants' advice holding sway over that of the experienced civil servant. Special assistants go to the extent of undertaking their own narrow research to inure to their benefits to the detriment of planned government researches by ministries, thus limiting the efficacy of policy formulation, effective implementation of government policies. The periodic review of government policies and plans, which should naturally follow a certain pattern, are truncated as a result of superimposition of utopian ideas by political cohorts.
He also alleges that more than 100 political personal assistants are at the Ministry of Finance.
Before a minister can have a personal assistant, it must be approved by the Chief of Staff. There's regulation on that. And I think the law allows for only 2. But go to Ministry of Finance now. We have over 100 personal assistants, and what work are they doing? So you ask yourself, these over 100 personal assistants are Ministry of Finance. So what work would the civil servants be doing? Is it not creating redundancy for them? Meanwhile, they are earning salaries far above what, and they don't know anything too.
Police in Nalerigo have arrested 12 suspects and seized bags full of ammunition after a violent clash between some residents of Gambaga and land guards. The two factions were said to have clashed on Tuesday after suspected land guards opened fire on a group of residents who were protesting the takeover of the community land by a private developer. One person sustained gunshot wounds. Properties were vandalized and the municipal police commander was allegedly assaulted in a scuffle. Correspondent Fiaso reports.
The 12 persons arrested, according to JoyNews sources, include a private developer who is accused of sponsoring the evasion of the suspected armed land guards. The arrest is in connection with the shooting of one person in a violent clash yesterday between a group of residents and the armed land guards said to have been hired by the private developer. The language of the Gambaga chief, Bukare Alorewe, confirmed the arrest.
This morning, we woke up to realize that we overheard some sporadic shooting at the disputed land. Of course, those of us in town, there was panic everywhere. But later on, we overheard that they had apprehended the supposed developer of the land who has been terrorizing the town for some time now. And really, to the words, I personally walked to the police station to ascertain the fact, and it was justifiable that the man has been apprehended with his accomplices. So now the whole town is calm, and people are jubilating over the arrest of the terrorists.
Sources say the angry residents were on their way to occupy the disputed land after they claimed the developer was carrying out construction works on it in breach of a high court injunction. JoyNews sources said the residents were confronted by the armed men, leading to the firing of gunshots as the agitated crowd insisted on occupying the land. After one person was hit by stray bullets, the angry residents directed their anger at the private developer. They attacked his residence and attempted to set it on fire. When the municipal police commander attempted to stop the rampage and restore order, the angry youth reportedly attacked and severely assaulted him. Some residents told JoyNews they heard sounds of gunfire overnight. The land dispute is between the chief of the community, who has the support of the residents, against the individual who is said to be financially popular. Last year, the youth invaded the disputed land and destroyed some properties on it. 4 assemblymen were arrested, and the residents demanded the removal of the police commander after saying he had been compromised. The matter was taken to the High Court in Tamale, and an injunction was placed restraining both parties until the determination by the court. Armed security personnel have subsequently been deployed after the arrest of 12 suspects today. The regional minister, the municipal chief executive, and other members of the Regional Security Council are currently engaging with opinion leaders and the youth in an attempt to lessen the tension and restore calm in the community. From Nalergu, Elias Sutanko for Joy News.
Some farmers in Fiaso in the Kojo-Manu municipality of the Bono East region are up in arms against government under Zoom Lion Ghana Limited for failing to compensate them. It's been over 16 months since their 30-acre of farmlands were destroyed to pave way for the construction of a €15 million solid waste treatment plant in the area. The agreed farmers are giving government a 1-week ultimatum to pay them their compensations or have them reclaim their lands. Anasabet has more.
The president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in September 2020 cut short for the construction of an integrated recycling and compost plant at Fiaso, a suburb of Kojo-Manu in the Bono East region. The construction of this solid waste treatment plant is, however, under threat 2 years after the sword-cutting event, as affected farmers whose more than 30 acres of farmlands were destroyed are yet to be compensated. Leader of the group, Nana Ahenkan, told JoyNews that 16 months after the commencement of the project, all attempts to get compensation from Zoom Lion has proved futile.
Last year, 2021, bosome enumu me bosome nimu ena nana furikrum ebetwa ayefu ayedu nyina de ma Zoom Lion
last year, our lands were given out to the Zoom Lion Ghana for this project. We didn't hear from them until 4 months later. So I had to call Mr. Manu, who is the director. Because it was keeping long and us farmers are our own profession here, so we wanted to know about our compensations. But he told us to give them some time. We waited and waited, and after a year, I reported to the municipal chief executive to inquire from the director why we were not paid yet. Within this same period, they started destroying our farms in an attempt to commence work. The situation, according to the affected farmers, is compounding to their hardships as they currently do not have the financial muscles to afford a new land to embark on their farming activities. It's been 1 year and 4 months and we all don't have a land to farm. Neither do we have money to go for another land. So we are really struggling as all attempts to get our compensations from Zoom Lion has proved futile. Other farmers are preparing their lands for the planting season, and because we don't have money, we can't do the same. Initially, we wanted to stop the construction work, and we asked not to. But we've not heard anything since. All we seek from you is to come to our aid. As a woman, this is the only thing I do, that is sustain me and my family, and I have nowhere to farm now. So please come to our aid. Abdulmajid Seydou is one of the affected farmers. He tells me that the situation is having a toll on his life as a loan facility he went for to start his farming trade is yet to be paid.
Still now pressure and it's not easy for me at all. Now the economy, everybody is aware of what is happening. So in fact, we are going through a lot. we are going through a lot. As at now that I'm speaking, getting money to go for another land, because the yam season is starting next month. But here is the case, we are still here. We don't know where to even get money to start a new yam.
Nana Ahinka and the affected group are, however, giving government and the Osum Lion a week-long ultimatum for a positive response, or they will be tempted to reclaim their lands and stop the construction work.
Yes, Remo. Mama, Zoom Lion paying for us on tea. Yes, some every ne.
Can they get this to the management of Zoom Lion? We are giving them a one-week ultimatum. If they don't settle us, we will reclaim our lands because the land still belongs to us. So get this across to them. The construction of this €50 million waste treatment plant, whose timely completion is key to solving the sanitation challenges of the Tishma municipality, is currently in limbo until this looming dispute is resolved. Anna Sabit, JoyNews, Fiaso.
To other stories now, in policy think tank Imani Ghana, in its preliminary findings from an analysis of potential sovereign debt restructuring in Ghana, says over 1.4 million people with government securities could be exposed by debt restructuring move. Imani is predicting lawsuit against the government if the deal is put on the table. The think tank sees the government's inability to build political consensus as the biggest challenge ahead of constraining any attempt to resort to the use of parliament to speed up the process of negotiating the terms of its domestic debt. But the finance minister has assured the financial sector will be protected no matter what.
As stated in our press release dated 26 September 2022, on the commencement of the IMF negotiations, having a sustainable debt path is a prerequisite for the IMF program. Therefore, the IMF, World Bank, and the Ghana team are currently undertaking a debt sustainability analysis to inform the program negotiations. Ghana needs a viable domestic financial system to support its development program, especially in these 3 years with limited access to international capital markets. Therefore, everything must and will be done to protect our financial sector, and there must be room for a win-win conversation through extensive stakeholder engagement with both our domestic and external investors. This is a government that protected the savings of 4.6 million Ghanaian depositors with the reform of the banking and financial sector. Even in our early days, we owe it to the economy and Ghanaians to keep protecting it.
Chief Executive of the Association of Bankers, John Ewa, says he has confidence in the government promise.
Yes, of course. The finance minister was very explicit, and as a community of banks, we have every confidence in what he has said, that we come that far. You recall that just not too long ago, we were significantly in crisis in the financial system, and the government, working with the Bank of Ghana, did everything to bring the system back on track. And the minister has said it emphatically that whatever process that this discussion in the undertaking goes through, there's one thing that's clear, that it will come out with a stronger, better, more resilient financial system, and nothing, absolutely nothing will be done to derail the progress that we've made thus far. I think it's very reassuring, and we are very much comforted by what we heard yesterday. I think it's important. It's important because we need stronger and better banks to take the country, even through the program, the 3-year program, to take the country through the process. Our access to the international capital market will be significantly limited or even not available. That window is closed in the short, medium term, which means that we need stronger banks to anchor the wheels of the country in terms of any economic recovery. And that is why we stand 100% to the minister in what he said.
The Northeast Regional Director of the Health Services, Dr. Abdullah Abubakar, has revealed that the number of women and girls dying or suffering complications from unsafe abortions is on the rise in the region. According to him, the region at the end of June this year recorded 501 cases of abortions, out of which 304 pregnancies were unplanned and deliberate attempts were made to terminate them. The director was speaking at a launch of a project to improve access to comprehensive abortion care services in the region.
The goal of the project is to minimize needless deaths and complications from unsafe abortion and to uphold women's rights to safe abortion. The 4-year project would extend comprehensive abortion care and long-term family planning services to 15 health facilities in 4 districts in the region. The project would also work with the Nalerigo Nursing and Midwifery College to train midwives with increased knowledge and skill in comprehensive abortion care and increase awareness of students in 7 senior high schools. Speaking at the launch of the project, the Regional Director of Health Services, Dr. Abdullahi Abubakar, said the number of people dying from unsafe abortions was increasing. According to him, out of 501 cases of abortion recorded at the end of June this year, about 304 were unplanned and deliberate attempts were made to terminate them. The director expressed his delight and called on stakeholders to support the implementation of the project.
This project by Mabia Ghana is therefore coming on board as an additional intervention to support us address the numerous challenges relating to sexual and reproductive health in the region. Now, Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, I therefore want to use this opportunity to call on all stakeholders to support us in ensuring that the project is implemented successfully in the region. The role of all of us gathered here, therefore, is to support this project through creating awareness about this project among community members and motivate as well as encourage our women, especially the youth, to visit our health facilities for help when they need advice.
Technical Director of the implementing organization, Mabia Ghana, Moses Nanang, attributed the rising cases of clandestine abortion to ignorance of provisions of the abortion law and limited availability of legally permitted safe abortion services.
So for us, these are the 2 root causes. People don't know who qualifies for abortion, and those who even know, the service points are limited. That is why this project is tackling the problem from this angle.
Principal of the Nursing and Midwifery College, Valentine Ayamga, called for the acceptance of abortion care services while pledging support on behalf of the college towards the smooth implementation of the project.
It is therefore appropriate that as a nation we demystify abortion and accept abortion care services as an integral part of the healthcare delivery system of the country. As a stakeholder entity, the college pledges to be responsible and dedicated to the rollout of this program initiated by Mabia Ghana.
The overlord and traditional leader of the region, the Nairi, on his part, urged the residents to seek reproductive healthcare services at accredited facilities.
Now, Chairman, His Royal Majesty wishes to urge all, especially our mothers, young ladies and students, to always use or access the right facilities and services in seeking support or care on matters relating to reproductive health care to avoid unwarranted complications, including maternal deaths, as a result of accessing the right personnel in seeking health care.
The Regional Minister Idana Zakari was grateful to Mabia Ghana for the project and appealed to them to consider extending the project beneficiaries to include basic school pupils.
So well into the future, let's think about the basic level too. I think when we get it right at the basic level, then we have no problem at the second cycle level. That is an appeal I want to make.
From Nalergo for Joy News, Fiaso Tanko reporting.
2,000 dogs and cats in rabies endemic communities in the Bosomtwe district of the Ashanti region are benefiting from free vaccination exercise. The Veterinary Services Department, with the support of students from the KNUS team, has been vaccinating pets in the local communities. The Kennel and Shih Tzu Club of Ghana donated 1,400 doses of the vaccines as the first tranche of 5,000 doses aimed at eradicating rabies in some affected districts in the region. Ohim Interior has the rest of the story.
The Ashanti region has recorded 12 fatal rabies deaths, with 8 of them being recorded in the first half of this year. Pet owners defied a downpour on Wednesday to vaccinate their pets. Abuontem, Nkwanta, Dedesuya, Aputuoja, all in the Bosomtwe district are some of the beneficiary communities. Dogs who appeared resistant were all subdued by their respective owners for their vaccination. The free vaccination exercise, courtesy Adamfo Pet Care, Happy Home, Mainstream Animal Hospital, Shih Tzu Club of Ghana and the Kennel Club, coincided with the World Rabies Day celebrations. President of the Shih Tzu Club of Ghana, Emmanuel Asare, is happy at the gains made so far.
For me and my colleagues, we are excited about it. The fact that we can take action in our own small way and help our communities across the country to get individuals and their individual dogs vaccinated in especially Ashanti region. And what is more refreshing is the fact that this action that we are taking today can in a long way help to keep rabies outbreak in Ghana. We want to set up an NGO, formalize the NGO called 3 for Life, so that we can get more advocacy and education to be thrown all year round. But importantly, going forward, we are looking at partnering key stakeholders like the Veterinary Service Department so that it will not be a one-time event.
Mr. Asare, who is also Chief Associate at Adamfo Pet Care in Tema Community 2, says more vaccines will be procured for the campaign.
We want a system whereby all year round, people across the country can vaccinate their dogs. We want a situation whereby all year round, people would know that dogs' life matter, just like human lives matter.
Ashanti Regional Veterinary Officer Dr. Mabel Abudu commended the multimedia group for highlighting the plight of pets. According to her, the exercise will be extended to other parts of the region once funding is secured.
I am extremely happy. I'm happy because when the issue came up involving 4 deaths in Ashanti region, everybody was coming to veterinary. What are you people doing? And at a point in time, we were stressed up. So when the media heard of it, especially Joy, Love FM, Media House heard of it and they came in. And out of that, we have even received support from Kennel Union of Ghana. They've donated vaccines to us. Motivate Ghana has also donated vaccines to us. And then the outcome, the awareness that we created on various platforms has resulted positively today. Rabies menace in Ashanti region, we can talk of so many districts. Asante Achim, Agogo, Obuasi, Ejeso, Bosomtwe. So we have certain districts that we really do get a lot of human involvement. The intention was to vaccinate the whole region. So we made a budget towards that. But we've not received any responses.
From Kumasi, for Joy News, Ohim Interior report.
It is high time the education system in Ghana considered restructuring its system to align with the 21st century educational demands. This according to educationist Anita Afa, who chaired the Basto School Ghana campus's second graduation and award ceremony on Wednesday. He also added that Basto School has started a modern-day learning trend and it is worth replicating across the country. Jessie Sewa Buafo was there, and here's her report read to you.
Basto, the finest American school held its second graduation and award ceremony for the class of 2022 with the theme Empowering Modern Day Learning and Enterprising.
We did this celebration to celebrate them and also to urge them on as they move to the next class. We also gave awards to our students to encourage them, to let them know that we appreciate every effort they are putting into their academic work.
Miss Rosalind William Mensah, the academic principal of Basto, explained why Basto delightedly prides itself as the finest American school in Ghana.
Here at Basto, we are not only looking at the academic aspects of the students, we are also looking at all other aspects of their life, to be able to stand the test of time wherever you find yourself, to be able to face the challenges of life no matter your age.
Anis Hafar urged Ghana to change its education system to a modern-day learning system.
Things have changed so much in the 21st century that we have to begin to look at education a different way. Now the idea of Basto Ghana is this. We are now getting young people to develop what we call an idea space. In other words, we want to create possibilities for them, where if they have an idea, we can help them to translate that to, like I said, into a product, a service or a solution.
Some teachers, parents and students shared with JoyNews how their journey with Basto has been so far.
Getting an award and drawing in front of everyone is a really great experience for me, and it's a dream come true.
I don't assist my kids anymore when it comes to assignment. They know what to do.
My big boy too, he was the shy type. He wouldn't do anything, but today I saw him dance and I was very happy.
Jessie Sewa-Buafo's report read to you.
You're watching JoyNews today with me, Ernest. Coming up in business, the Ministry of Trade and Industry has reiterated its commitment to ensuring the promotion of intra-Africa trade on the continent. Beverly Broom has the details after the break. Please stay.
Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Business here on JoyNews today with me, Beverly Broom. Now to the Ministry of Trade and Industry, as it has reiterated its commitment to ensuring the promotion of intra-Africa trade on the continent. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the Economic and Trade Promotions Day, a Deputy Minister, Nana Amadokua Isiama-J, highlighted some of the benefits companies in Ghana will gain under the African Continental Free Trade Area. Here's a report.
The Ghana National Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Burkina Faso Chamber of Commerce and Industry launched the Economic and Trade Promotion Days. The objective of the event is to promote the economic, trade and cultural sectors of Burkina Faso through exhibitions of Burkinabe products, conferences and business meetings in Ghana. Here is Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Nana Amadokua Isiama-J, outlining the do's and don'ts of non-nationals.
Under the 10-point industrialization agenda, one key point is the business regulatory reforms. We believe that for businesses to thrive here in Ghana, our regulations does play a role in how far our businesses are going to go. Ghana has reviewed and reduced the number of steps, the bureaucracy in acquisition of various business operating permits. There are some businesses that are solely and wholly reserved for the preserve of Ghanaian nationals, and these include the selling of anything whatsoever in the market, doing businesses in the market, retail businesses, every business done in the market, petty trading, hawking, and selling from any kiosk at every time is reserved for Ghanaian nationals. Operating a taxi or car hire service is also a business that is usually reserved for Ghanaian nationals.
Minister of Industrial Development, Trade and Handicrafts of Burkina Faso, Abdoulaye Tall, said he hopes the conference increases collaborations between both countries and creates an avenue to build on the existing synergy.
We have a big integrated project. You have this railroad project, which is ongoing currently, and you have also a road project. So we have some projects. There are also investors from Ghana prospecting in Burkina Faso, and so on and so on and so on. So those are the way we can improve. The only way we can do to improve is to collaborate, to put our energy together.
Now, Cal Asset Management, a subsidiary of Cal Bank PLC, has unveiled 2 new products to the capital markets with the specific aim of providing sound emergency and retirement funds in place for individuals and families. Speaking at the launch, Chief Executive of Cal Asset Management Companies Limited, James Elijah Donko, stated that the introduction of these 2 products are designed to address the financial needs of both existing and prospective customers. My colleague Pius Kojo-Manu has more in this report.
In line with one of the 4 pillars of the Securities and Exchange Commission's Capital Market Master Plan, which seeks to increase the investor base and promote innovation and product diversification, Cal Asset Management, a subsidiary of Cal Bank PLC, have introduced the Cal Advantage and Cal Benefit Unit Trust on the capital market. Speaking at the launch of the 2 products, Chief Executive of Cal Asset Management Companies, James Elijah Donko, said it is of the bank's firm conviction that with sound emergency and retirement funds in place for individuals and families, many urgent financial demands can be met without stress.
If you have this investment somewhere, you just take care of your medical needs. Your children are free, you are also free, you don't rely on anybody's financial independence. So that is the balance fund, which is equity and fixed income together, looking into the long term. Then we have the benefit, which is fixed income. So fixed income, we are looking at emergencies. I mean, you'll be there, your car will break down, you need money. You don't need to call your friend, Charlie, I need money, etc., and tell, oh, I've spent my money, etc., etc., you know. So if you have money sitting somewhere, you just go, take some of your investment, sort out your financial need, continue to invest. Nobody hears about you, you know. When your children are going to school, you don't go around family, friends, borrowing money to, you know, pay their school fees.
Deputy Director General of the Securities and Exchange Commission, Paul Abibio, stated that initiatives such as these on the capital market will go a long way to boost trading on the market.
Collective investment schemes offer a range of investment options for investors. So people can directly come on the stock markets to buy shares. They can also go on the bond markets, the Ghana fixed income markets, through their brokers to buy bonds. But that means that you need a lot of money to buy one particular bond or to buy a particular share. And that gives you exposure to just one company.
And that's how we end business here on Joy News today. But for more business news, do log on to myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Beverly Broom. Up next, the sports.
Good afternoon. Time now to do sports on Joy News today. I am Muftau Nabila Abla. The Ghana Football Association has decided to put the Bet Power Premier League on hold. This follows a motion on notice for injunction filed on Wednesday, September 28 at the Human Rights High Court by Ashanti Gold FC and served on the GFA's lawyers yesterday afternoon. Following a receipt of the motion, the association has decided to put the league on hold until the determination of the motion on notice for injunction by the court on October 14, 2022. The GFA has subsequently communicated this decision to all sponsors, partner and clubs. Following the receipt of the motion, the association has decided also to communicate to members that until the matter is fully heard, the Ghana Premier League cannot proceed. Meanwhile, Ashanti Gold has been suspended indefinitely by the Ghana Football Association for their continuing to work with its president and chief executive officer, Dr. Kwekwe Frimpong and Emmanuel Frimpong. Now, let's move on and hear from a FIFA high-performance specialist for Africa, Faisal Chipsa, who says Ghanaians should lower their expectations for the FIFA World Cup. Speaking in an interview with Joy Sports, the former head of academy recruitment for Major League Soccer side Charlotte FC said the national team is in transition, though it has the quality to reach the last four.
I like the stability in the team now, especially on the technical side. One thing I'm also happy about is the noise around the Black Stars all of a sudden seems like it disappeared. Yeah. Before then there was just so much noise on call-ups and coaches, and that really is not healthy for a team that's trying to qualify or compete at the World Cup. So one thing that I think our technical team now have brought, which again I'm happy with, is to reduce that noise. So now we have a positive environment where they can try new things, they can pass on their ideas of football, and even with the team itself, we still don't have a solid, team that has been together for a long time. There are still new faces coming in, as you would expect. So I think we should calm down, just like you said. Look beyond the World Cup, in my opinion. What's next after that? But at the same time, we still have to go and compete. So I like what they're doing. I like the players that have come in. Unfortunately, we just don't have enough time to get to know ourselves and what works well for us. But we still have to go and perform.
How well do you think we can do at the World Cup?
How well?
How well?
If we get to the final four, I'll be happy.
Semi-final, you think? We have the quality to do that?
Remember, we have the quality, that's one thing. But this is a tournament. You need a bit of luck. Even the champion team, the champions need some luck. You need to avoid some...
I remember the 2018 World Cup when Germany was beaten by South Korea. No one saw that coming.
Exactly. So you need a bit of luck, no matter how you look at it.
A former management committee chairman of the Black Stars, Fred Papo, says at least 3 people should lead the senior national team as management members. According to him, the huge numbers following the team as management members is unnecessary.
I do not think any number beyond 3 will be necessary.
Okay.
For me, I think a 3-member...
At the time when you were in charge, it was more than 3.
For a long period of time. We started as a World Cup committee. The government of the day then under former President J. Kufuor, they formed the World Cup committee. I think we were about 15 or so.
Okay.
Quite a number under the chairmanship of the late Vice President Alhaji Aliu Mahama, with Obi Amo and the rest. So I think after he didn't come for the first, he actually delegated the sports minister or the deputy to preside. Then we went in to play our first match against Burkina Faso in Ouaga on about 4th or 5th of June 2004. We lost by 1-0. When we got to Ghana, the second meeting, the meeting after that, nobody attended.
I see.
Yeah, and so meanwhile, football people were, it had all manner of business magnates and the rest, tycoons on there. But
who didn't have the time?
They didn't have the time, they didn't have the heart and the passion for the game,
That's all for sports, but we do have more sports stories on my Joy Online and also at 2 p.m. when we come your way with sports today. We're having a detailed discussion on the decision of the Ghana Football Association to suspend the league, as well as the indefinite suspension of Ashanti Gold as a member of the Ghana Football Association. Up next is World News.
Good
Good afternoon. Welcome to Showbiz here on JoyNews today. Now, Nigerian-born musician Oluwatosin Ajabe, better known as Mr. Easy, has revealed the inspiration behind his new song, Patek. According to him, the song reflects his life before and after fame. He spoke on Daybreak Hits this morning.
So you know what's so funny? The funny thing is, I never thought I would buy
a Patek
watch. Because, like, I know they understand how people, they feel put something that expensive then wear. Like, I'm like,
I lost mine, I nearly crazy.
You get what I'm saying? Like, Casio go fit tell you the same time. Or you go fit ask somebody, say, what's the time?
iPhone.
You see, your iPhone can tell you the time. So
take out the eye.
Your phone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So for me, I never saw myself, like, when I see people, you know, posting or people buying, I say, hey, Charlie, these people, yeah. You know, but I've suddenly found myself owning, like, a Patek watch.
How many do you have?
No, I just have one.
Okay.
I just found myself owning a Patek watch, and I was like, and then I remember, or somebody reminded me and said, it was you that said you would never ever own a Patek watch. Right now, what the watch they do for your hand? I say, oh. And so I went to South Africa to shoot a video that will be on my next album with Soweto Gospel Choir.
Okay.
And I just went to the studio to actually go finish up a song that is on the album. And I was supposed to do a remix for one very big Amapiano song. So I just rap. You know, I just called Joey. over the phone. I said, hey, Joey, hear this beat. And then we start vibing to the record. Now we finish the record. It's time to send it to the artist because, you know, it's like, oh, I want to send it for this remix. Then we're listening to the song in the studio. We turn off the beat and we're just listening to the flow. And the guy says, yo, Easy, are you sure you don't want to make this your song? I'm like, no, I'm not a rapper. Like, on this song, I'm just having fun. It's like, yeah, but why not? So I send it to Joey. Joey's like, we for make this song our song. And then we end up doing the song together. DJ Tariko makes the beat for the record, and it ended up being the next.
That'll be all for Showbiz here on JoyNews today. Good afternoon to you.
I'll see you
when you get. Oh, you know that.
That's a song. Yeah, I know that.
Well, I'm surprised.
Well, that's our show
I'm
for
proud
this
of you.
afternoon. Thank you, Becky. We have more stories on myjoyonline.com, and Daryl is standing by to bring you the marketplace.